Good evening, good morning, and good night, and welcome back to another episode of the HoloBros podcast, the only podcast on the internet where it's ultimately transparent. I'm brought back here today with my good friend, my best friend, my motherfucking guy.
It's your boy Coop, aka the Great DC, back at it again. We are excited for this one, and it is another day in paradise. Not really, it's a rainy day, but we're gonna make the most of it. And once again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in as y'all do every week. We love y'all. The content is getting better. We're trying to start just elevating what we do, just how we do it. So without further ado, man, let's get into this show. But we cannot get into this show without first sending our condolences, our prayers to our guy Taj. Man, he's going through some things right now. Major loss to him right now. But we want to let him know, man. We here for you, bro. We love you, my guy.
It's
So
all love, bro.
sending big prayers up for you, Brody. Big prayers up for you, man. Keep your head
Facts.
up, stay strong, bro. And you feel me? God got you, bro. God got you, your son, and everybody. So,
Facts.
uh, yeah, bro. So,
You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit heavier of a start today, but things happen in this life. But like Coop said, bro, if you know what I'm saying, need niggas to talk to, we got you. It's all love, bro.
love you, my guy.
Facts. But getting into today's first topic, it's like I said, it's a bit of a heavier start, but it's showing love to the people while you still can. Um, you never know when your last day is, when the people that's closest to you, their last day is. So you always just want to show love, show appreciation when you can. Never end off a conversation with bad blood or bad intentions. If you could control that, but you never want your last words to be with somebody with hate, with ill intent. You just want to end it with love and resolve, because you never know. Like, you really never know. Life is short. Life can be cut short, and you know what I'm saying, you never want to live with that regret. That's kind of like one of the worst feelings, because it's like you start to take on that, and then you start to feel their energy um, creep onto you, and it just leads you into a dark path. So, um, you got anything else to say, my brother?
Yeah, man. Definitely what you were saying for real. Is really the premise of this whole thing, and it's really like he said, just you never know how long you have. Like you know what I'm saying. Like this, like life is not like the movie In Time, where you see how much time you have left on your wrists at all times. So
Facts.
what what you have to do is you have to really like not look at it like this, but you kind of sometimes have to like, yo, what if this is my last conversation or this is my last interaction with this person, how would I want it to go? You get what I'm saying? Now I don't want y'all going around thinking that like, oh, this is my last time seeing this person, but kind of have that sense of urgency, not to take that for granted though, not to
Yeah.
take them interactions for granted. And even if it's not them so much as like transitioning, but what if it's just a situation where y'all just never speak again? Who knows? Like not even for bad reasons, but just y'all both just went two different ways. How would you want your last interaction to be with that person? So
Facts.
like just always be mindful. And a lot of times in life in general, we take things for granted, especially the ones we love, because though they're blessings and subconsciously we know they're blessings, it's just like when you really put it into perspective, you don't really see how much of a blessing and how grateful you are. So remember that. Remember, if there's a time of anybody that you ever lost in your life, just imagine what you would have done if you would have known that was the last time you was going to see them,
Hmm.
or what you would have told them, what you would have said to them. So really try to take that and really try to hone in on that, because at the end of the day, you never know. It could be your last time breathing, it could be their last time breathing. So always show love to those that's around you. Keep those like around you real close to you, and really let them know like how you feel, things like that, and that you're grateful for them. So once again, man, big prayers up to my guy Taj, man. We love you, bro.
Facts.
Sending prayers up for you, my God, man. And Yeah, so like we just said, bro, this was kind of a heavy start, but this we had this. It wasn't really no other way we could start this one, bro.
Where
We had to get this one out because it's just like insane. Like
yeah,
it's kind of like you can wake up one morning and everything be normal, and then by the next morning, shit has just flipped on its head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure we could all relate to that, which is another reason why we made this as a topic because we can all relate to loss. We can all relate to sometimes even in life in general, where we feel like we have our whole life set up one way, and then something crazy happens where the shit just lands on its head, and now we got to figure out how to scramble and get back up and keep making the best of our situations in our moments. So, I never question God. I try not to ever question God, but I always feel like, and I always know God has a plan. So even if it doesn't align with our plans, his plan is always the best one. Not usually the best one. It's always the best one. So
mm,
just what I mean, we just got to keep trusting in God and just keep understanding that God got us and he gonna make a way for us. And at the end of the day, man, no matter how bleak times seem, things is going to get better, man. So
it's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to keep
absolutely,
pushing. Honestly,
absolutely, bro.
I've told myself this time and time again. So, you know what I'm saying? If you feel like times is looking rough, times is not the greatest, just know that, like Coop said, God has a plan for you. The universe has a plan for you, and you just have to keep pushing, no matter how hard times may get. Because at the end of the day, you could receive that one blessing. That one blessing could change your entire life in the entire way that you look at things, like entirely. So, just keep going, no matter what. Um, like I said, tomorrow is never promised, but just live, love, and just act like your life is something. Just don't give up. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to move on?
Yeah, like real quick too, kind of like what we said in our last episode. What Weezy just said, live in the now. The importance of living in the now. That was a big topic for us. I think either this last pod or a couple pods ago, but living in now. Remember,
Facts.
living in the future gives you anxiety. Living in the past creates depression. Living in now. Be present in the moment, and with that, you'll understand everything around you. You'll be more grateful of your surroundings, and yeah, you'll just have I guess a better experience for the most part, because you won't be so anxious about what's going on. You'll just be where your feet are. So once again,
100%.
man, just once again, don't take the ones you love for granted, and just live in the now, man. Be grateful what you have, because you never know what may be going tomorrow. So with
100%.
that being said, man, let's get into our next topic, man.
So,
Wheezy. Oh, go ahead. Talk
no,
to me.
no,
Talk to me.
no, 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 no. I was just about to ask you. So, what keeps you motivated, my guy?
For me, what keeps me motivated? Well, the first thing that keeps me motivated is like the why, as like we talked about and how most people talk about who just I guess motivational speakers, I guess, or bring it
Hmm.
up, just the why you do something. And I think we talked about this like a couple pods ago, but it's basically the situation of where just I'm trying to get like me and my people, like everybody around me, like not having to be slaves to money and have that financial freedom to where like money doesn't move us and we're solely moving just sorry, we're solely moving just strictly off of what we want to do. So that core reason right there is a really strong reason of as like what keeps me motivated when I'm really like, do I really want to do this? Do I really feel like waking up to film this pod? Do I really feel like going to, do this or do that. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, we know what we have in store for us, and we know what we want to do. So that's the main thing that keeps me motivated. I want to say another thing that keeps me motivated is just the fact that I trust in God so much. I trust in the universe so much that I just know for a fact, as long as I'm making strides to go forward, even if it's in the wrong direction. Like I kind of use this analogy. It's kind of like the bumpers in bowling.
Hmm.
Like even if you go into that gutter, it's if you're as long as you're going in the right direction, you have the good intention, you have a great mindset, you're not gonna hit the gutter. You're just gonna bounce off, and then you're gonna make your way to the pins one way or another. It may be ugly, it may not be a straight path, but you're gonna find your way there. So that's another core reason. Like I just so feel so strongly that I got God and I got the universe that's backing me, and I just like not feel invincible, but I just feel like who could stop me? You know what I mean? So
100%.
those is like my main two things of like just key motivations that I just take with me every day. So I'm trying to think of more. I'm pretty sure I have more, but I just can't think of them right now. So I'm gonna pass it to you, and then maybe after that, I'll probably jog my memory or something
Honestly,
else. So
it's all good, bro. But really, what keeps me motivated is like I know what it's been like to be at rock bottom. Like, and I mean in such a way where not having any money in your account, not having like things that you want to have. So like whether that be like shoes, a new computer, the newest video game system, just things of that nature, and knowing that I have a dream for something. Um, I always try to chase that dream no matter what. Um, I I never see myself going back. I never want to revert back unless I truly have to. But because if you move back, I feel like you just doing yourself a disservice and you're not making, like Coop said, you're not making strides forward. Like what Coop said, like you have the bumpers on the bowling on the in
bowling lane,
bowling lane, and it won't always be a straight shot. You won't always get a straight. You may bump off a one bumper, another bumper, and it may end up being like a zigzag. But as long as you get there, as long as you get to the goal that you want to achieve, you know what I'm saying? That's what always keeps my motivation going. I never like it's been times where I've lost my motivation. Like it's been times where I just didn't want to get up. Like I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, like shoot one of the videos that's on my personal channel, or like just not go to school, or just like just sit in the bed all day and not do shit. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you have a dream for something, if you have a vision for something, if you just give yourself something to work towards on the day of, um that's what keeps my motivation going. As long as I have something to look forward to for that day, it's like, all right, I'm gonna get that done, and then we're gonna keep moving, see what else comes up for the rest of the day, and that's what ultimately drives me forward. I never want to sit there with like a bump on the log, cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm a natural born hustler. With everybody around me knows that. Like I'm natural born. Like I can't stop hustling. Like that's just bottom line. Like I have to do something with my life, whether that be a personal business or just me just doing something where it keeps me occupied and or creatively occupied. Um, I just that's just something that I look forward to each and every day to do. So it's just all about, for me, it's about finding something to do every day. It's about having a goal for something every day. It's not just, oh, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Granted, there may be days like that, but I also end up finding new new ventures to do, new just researching about different things that I can do for that day, and it's what drives. It's what drives me to be a better person. So I just like motivation. I always try to keep that no matter what. So, um, you have anything else to add, my brother?
yeah. But I love what you said about like knowing where you've been type shit, because
Hmm.
that's really a major factor. Like, and I think all of our lives where it's like I know where I've been type shit. So I don't want to. I not even like forget about going back. I don't even want to get close to that. I want to
Facts.
take that experience and just elevate. I don't like
Facts.
you feel me, like because who wants to really go back to where they've been?
Hmm.
Even if the lowest you've been at was a really great place, why would you want to stay there? Why would you not want to keep elevating? So I think just knowing where you've been is just like a crucial motivating factor. So I think that's dope that you added that. But I want to add to that knowing where you're going. I
Yeah.
think that's I think that's the other element to that. You feel me? To really
Hmm.
make that complete would be just like knowing where you're going, knowing like kind of the tying what I said too was like knowing that you got God and the universe behind you, backing you, knowing where you're gonna go, knowing your potential, knowing your ceiling, knowing where like your your trajectory lies is just like how could that not light a fire under you? Like I don't
Facts.
if that don't light a fire under you, then I don't know what can. So you feel me? Like like I said, I just feel like those two combined. I think those two plus the why plus the just trusting in God and the universe. I think that's like the perfect. If you're out there struggling looking for motivation, I think those right there are the perfect recipes for a major like boost and skyrocketing your motivation that'll really like try to take you to the next level. So I feel
100%.
like I said, I feel like those are the ones. If you have any that we missed or you feel like you need to add or that could be helpful to somebody else, put it down in the comment below. Let us know.
I just want to add one more.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I seen a quote on Instagram the other day where it says something along the lines of God in the universe tells you when it's time to move to the next level. 100%. So,
Oh yeah, you posted that on your
yeah,
story.
yep. So, what I mean what I mean by that is like if you're working towards something, if you're doing something consistently, there will be times where you may reach your cap ceiling as as to that current stepping stone that you're at. God will show you like, yo, here's something else. Take this and run with it, and that'll be your next level. So it's just about knowing when it's time for you to move on, and like Coop said, to elevate. And you can use that as another way for motivation, and not losing yourself and not reverting back to your old self or where you've been. And that's what ultimately keeps you going and striving to be the person that you want to become. So I just want to add that because I thought that was something that struck something in me to just want to keep going and doing more and just keep the motivation and lit the fire under my ass for sure. So um yeah. uh you have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
That's it for that one, bro. Let's get straight into the next one.
So what's the best way to give advice to somebody?
Well, first thing first, I want to say yes, we talked about advice on the last episode, the last pod, but I feel like we never touched on this topic in particular when we discussed advice. We never really delved into this realm of advice part of giving the advice
Mm,
and the best way to. And the reason why, since we are the HoloBros, we got to be a little transparent without giving too much away. The reason why this is extremely a crucial topic is because we had a little, you know what I mean, had a little
discrepancy.
discord, a little discrepancy in the group amongst the group, and it's pretty much it just really came down to people wanting to help but kind of overstepping their boundaries within that help, within that realm of trying to help. And what that really comes down to, and what that really came down to at that situation, that I think we can all learn from just as a people, would just be the best way to give advice. And I think the best way to give advice would just simply be knowing when somebody isn't ready for that information, when they're not ready for that, they're not ready to receive it. And I don't mean that as an insult. What I mean by that is we have all have different windows, right? Last no, sorry, 2 pods ago, me and Weezy talked about our spiritual awakening, right?
Hmm.
And in that we kind of was like discussing about how we kind of like fell into it, and the reason how we fell into it was we were open to it, and it somehow it just called us.
Yep.
Like me, if y'all recall, me and Weezy stories, we didn't just say, "Yo, I was searching, I was looking up how to be spiritually woke and all that blah blah blah
It
blah
just
stuff,"
happened.
right? It just happened, right? So what that means is our window came where it was just like the universe, God, like put us here and just was like, now's the time. It snapped into our head like, now is the time. This is
Hmm.
what you need to learn, and this is what you need. This is what you're gonna know now. So without going too much on a tangent, the reason why I bring that up is because not everybody's ready for that information. Me and Weezy was talking off mic. If somebody would have came to us 5 years before and would have tried to talk to me and Weezy about spirituality, man, move, bro. Like, what?
Facts.
Move. I'm not trying to hear that,
Facts.
bro. Like, where the females at? Like, that's what type of time we was on. Like, where's the women at, bro? Like, we
Yo,
don't care about
bro.
what
On
meditate.
bro.
I don't care about that. Like, we don't care, bro.
On
Move.
bro, son.
Like, bro, I'll meditate with some women. Where's the women at? Come on. Where's the females at? Like, that's how we was like, that's how we was on it type stuff.
Yup.
So, but the reason why, once again, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because our window wasn't at that moment. So now, if let's say that same person that was trying to talk to me and Wheezy about uh just spirituality in that moment, we're gonna kind of resent and kind of go back and forth, especially if they keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and we're not trying to hear it. So
Facts.
I think the best way to give advice, sorry if I'm going on a tangent, if I'm losing y'all, the best way to give advice is to understand that everybody has a window. Everybody has that time where they really, really are ready for certain information. So if you find yourself in one of those situations as to where you're either giving the advice, well, really, no, we're gonna focus on the giving the advice part, because the receiving the advice we kind of talked about last pod, but let's talk about the giving the advice. If you're in that position of giving the advice and you're hearing different type of excuses, whether valid or not, right? Because I'm not saying that excuses, like all of them are just invalid. They're probably valid, some of them, or maybe most of them are probably valid. But if you're hearing all these other reasons why somebody can't, or why this can't work, or why blah blah blah, or even if it's not a reason, if they're just plain not listening to you,
Mm-hmm.
guys, you can't
You
make
can't
the
force
horse, you
that.
can't lead the horse to water then make it drink, guys. Like we all heard that expression, right?
Yup.
You can't do it. And then bottom line is, you can't want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves. Like, my coaches used to say that all the time, and that always resonated with me. Like, yo, I want you to be the best player you could be, but I can't want that for you more than you want that for you. It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible. It will never work that way, because at the end of the day, I'm not you. I can't play for you. I can't go out and run these routes for you. I can't catch these passes for you, etc., etc. So my point is, you cannot try to help somebody if they don't want to be helped. She don't want to be
100%.
saved. Don't save her. Shout out to Cole. She don't
See?
want to be saved. Don't save her. It's not their time to be saved. And that's not, once again, to the people that are receiving the advice, and you may not be your time, no shots at you, no disrespect whatsoever, but it's just not your time. It's just not
Word.
resonating with you, which is cool. But that kind of was the premise of the little discrepancy, so to speak, in our group, was because people were trying to keep pushing. And the analogy that I gave to them was, imagine if you're standing still in a spot, right? And I come behind you and I start to push you, but you don't want to move. What are you going to do? You're going to resist.
Yeah, that's
And that's
resistance.
where the conflict is going to go. As opposed to, if you're either going in that direction or you want to go in that direction, me and you can walk side by side, and there's no resistance, and I can just guide you and talk to you. Me and you can just talk and just, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the best way to give advice. It's hard. You can't give advice to somebody that doesn't want the advice or is not ready for the advice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the key factor in all this. They have to be wanting, they have to want the advice, and they have to be ready to receive the advice, because sometimes they want it, but they're not ready for it. So and some of y'all, like, they may be like, huh, how is that possible? But what I mean by that is, they may want it, right? They may want you to tell them the advice, but then when they get it, they're not ready for it, because they're not ready to apply it. Because at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, you could get all the information you want. Like, we have the internet. We are one of the most blessed. No, we are the most blessed generations, because
100%.
we have the internet. We have so much things at our disposal. Like, this is a lazy person's dream to live in. This is a lazy person's utopia. Let's just be
Yo,
honest. We're
yup,
living in we're living in lazy
yup.
town. Shout out to lazy town. Like, dead
Yo,
ass.
goaded. Goaded, bro.
Yeah, but
Straight
nah, for real.
goaded.
Like, we're in a lazy person's utopia. So it's like, if you want the information, you would have been got it. You feel me? And that's not saying that, oh, they don't give advice no more, because they would have already had it. But the point that I'm trying to say is, people, you have to be ready to they have to be ready to apply. You have to be seeing interest. Like, you can kind of tell, like, when somebody's not really in it. Like, they hearing you, they listening to every word you're saying, they understanding what you're saying, they're agreeing with what you're saying, but they keep not taking it, and they keep ended up in the same position that they already were in.
Yup.
So the best thing that you can do is take a step back. Look, listen, bro, you know the stove is hot. I told you it's hot, but you're gonna keep touching it.
Yup.
I can
Yup.
live at night. Listen, I can live at night knowing that I already told you that shit, but you just decided to go on your own free will and do it anyway. I have no problem with that. I can sleep wonderfully at night, knowing
Mm-hmm.
that I was a good friend, or a good homie, or just a good person in general, to tell you that that stove was hot, that you shouldn't touch that stove, and gave you all the reasons of why and what can happen when you touch that stove.
Yep.
right? And you still touch it. So I feel like times like people get so passionate and like they want to help you so bad that it kind of like and they overstep their boundaries when they
Mhm.
doing that because they just so bad just want to help you that it's like in doing so they kind of lose sight of what the initial thing was, so they kind of just overstep to where it's like, nah, we not doing that. So
Yeah.
once again, sorry if I went on a long ass tangent.
Nah, you
Sorry
good.
if I sometimes I do that. Sometimes I go around the corner just to park back in the driveway. Sorry. But bear with me. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. But like I was saying, uh key points, don't give advice. Don't keep trying to force advice to somebody that's not either both ready or willing to receive it.
Mhm.
And at the same time, if you're giving the advice and they don't want to take it, then it is what it is. Just back off. Don't keep trying to force that to them because that's where the resistance is. That's where the resistance is meant. Remember, if they're standing still and you try to push them, it's gonna be a battle. As opposed to if they're already walking or want to walk that way and you just walk with them. So that's really all I
100%.
got, man. Weezy, what you got for me, bro?
Honestly, you pretty much just took the words right out of my mouth. Like we've both like experienced like you know what I'm saying, giving people advice and they just didn't want to take it. So it's just like at that point you kind of just have to throw your hands up in the air and be like, yo, like I did what I had to do at the end of the day, and it's up to them. Ultimately, it's up to that person whether they want to take your advice or not.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you just can't force it. Like you can't force the issue because if you force the issue, push comes to shove, they're gonna be angry at you, and then at the end of the day, y'all both gonna be angry at each other, and it's just gonna be met with tension and force, and then y'all gonna just want to end up y'all just gonna end up beefing with each other, and that's not ultimately that's not the goal. That's not the thing that you wanted to push, but you just want to give that person or give that person advice and they just didn't want to take it. But if you're gonna be so passionate as to giving that person the advice, then and they keep giving you, like who said, if they keep giving you excuses or if they keep giving you reasons as to why they can't do said certain thing, you have to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Just hit me, yeah, just throw your hands up, be like, all right, step back and just say, you know what I'm saying, whenever you're ready, I'm here. That's that's
Absolutely.
that's the solution. That's bottom line solution because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, everybody has a time as to which, like who said, they're willing to accept the information and willing to pursue that information that they was given by to and says from a certain somebody. So it's just at the end of the day, you can't force the issue because if you force the issue, like I said, push comes to shove, y'all gonna end up beefing, y'all gonna want to end up fighting each other, and you as the person who's giving that person said information, that might not be the purpose of giving that person information. You just trying to help, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, people are receptive to what they want to receive at that current time, and that's something you just can't force. All you can do is like, all right, here's the advice. Um, I'm here for you if you need any more advice, and that's it. Like that's pretty much it. You just can never force it. Like I
That's a fact.
trust and believe. I've been on both sides. I've literally been on both sides with NFTs, crypto, all sorts of shit. Fucking 3 years ago, if somebody was to tell me something about NFTs, I'll probably look into it, but I probably won't fucking invest in something right then and there because I wasn't ready for it. Up until the point that you are ready for it, you're going to end up asking for the advice. But if you're just going to force the advice onto somebody and they keep telling like, yo, like I can't do this, I can't do that, or it's just the reasons that they're giving you make sense, and at a later date they might be able to, but at this current time that they can't,
Absolutely.
you it's like, all right, cool. They know that you're there, but you just can't be like, yo, like, oh, I wanna da 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 this that and the third. Like, nah, bro, nah. Just throw your hands up. Just be like, all right, I did what I could. At the end of the day, they know that I gave them the proper advice that they needed to hear. So for when they're ready, they could refer back to it, or they could come back and ask me another question about it, and then that's how I know, like, all right, they're ready to receive the more information about it. But you just, like I said, you just can't force the issue. If you force the issue, it's push comes to shove, and then everything gets fucked. So
Yeah,
um
that's a fact. But even like kind of like what you were saying too, like, bro, this I think we most of us can relate to this one right here. How many times have we heard in the past? Because I remember this shit was going on when we was in high school, Easy. How many times did niggas in the past say, "Yo, man, buy Bitcoin. It's
oh
only,
yeah.
it's only like $1."
Yeah.
Like, nigga,
Yeah.
move, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, 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 wait. So what can I do with the Bitcoin? Nah,
Facts.
it's just a coin. Like,
Facts. Now,
move. I don't care.
I wish I would have invested back
Oh,
then,
absolutely.
cause
What?
man, cause
Nigga, what?
trust and believe.
I would have took all my lunch money and put that shit in there.
uh,
What?
call me a 7-figure nigga by then.
What?
Shit.
Come on, bro. But
But
like that's just another example that we can I know that most of us can relate to. I
mhm.
know like if you're old enough, niggas was saying buy Bitcoin a
Yep.
long time ago. I remember
Yep.
in high school, nigga, yo man, Bitcoin, bro. Buy
Yep.
Bitcoin, please.
Bro,
I'm like, nigga,
what?
move, bro. I'm like,
What?
wait, so can I go buy a Subway sandwich with Bitcoin? I mean, I don't know. All right, move.
See, cause yo, like even shit like that is just like when you receive advice like that, you're not ready for it. You don't know much
Yeah,
about it. You don't know the ins and outs of it. But even then, to go even deeper, when you're not ready to receive information like that, when you're just focused on other different things and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you got other priorities, you got other obligations that you need to attend to,
it's a
it's
fact.
like shit. Like I'm not worried about Bitcoin at being $1, nigga. I'm worried about getting these motherfucking grades. I'm worried about hollering at these bitches. Like it's like I'm not ready for that yet. So
Yeah, it's a fact.
it's up until when you're finally ready to take that next step. Then it's like, all right, let me inquire, let me do my research, let me ask other people who's been in that field, or who was trying to give me that information before. Let me go back, ask them again. Then they know that you're ready. They know, you know what I'm saying, that we're ready to just take all that information head on. But you just can't force the issue. You cannot force the issue, because if you do, it just goes left every single time, and it just never failed. It literally never failed, because if you force, it goes with anything. If you force anything, it always goes left. That's why one or two times, just speak your piece. It's at the end of the day, it's up to the other person if they want to take it or not. So,
Yeah,
um,
major facts.
but yeah, you have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
Let's get into our gaming segment of the week.
Yes,
Wheezy.
sir. Yes, sir. So for this week's gaming segment of the week, we have a few things to talk about. Unreal Engine 5. So that was announced, and basically what Unreal Engine 5 is, if you guys play Fortnite, if you guys play Gears of War, if you guys played any Epic Games like game, that's their engine that they use. So Unreal Engine 1 through 4, we've seen Fortnite on Unreal Engine 4, and they recently announced Unreal Engine 5, which is their next iteration of their graphical software. So that means we're going to be getting a lot more games as to which that have like higher graphical fidelity, and I'll break that down in the layman's terms. Basically, we're going to be getting better looking games at the end of the day. Better physics, better just gameplay mechanics overall, and hopefully, I hope that this next engine does groundbreaking things, which I've seen. Um, partial gameplay. I've seen like facial features, facial reconstruction, things of that nature. I'll probably end up putting some footage up here, slide this out the way, and just show y'all what Unreal Engine 5 compared to Unreal Engine 4 is. And it looks good. I think it looks good, and it shows that with the technological advancement that we're making with the new graphics cards, new PS5s, Xbox Series X, things of that nature, it just shows that we're making a step forward in gaming. I just hope that with this new software, with this new engine, that we get less of games filled with microtransactions, but more so games that's filled with quality over quantity. Um, Also, Tomb Raider got announced on the same engine as well, which we haven't seen a Tomb Raider game in like 5 years, 6 years, maybe 7 years at this point. And I want to say we're due for one. I fuck with Tomb Raider heavy. I love Tomb Raider. Um, but yeah. it's looking good. It's looking good. So if you guys are excited for that, I say just keep a lookout. I'm pretty sure Fortnite. If anybody in the comments, if y'all still play Fortnite, they're probably gonna make a transition to that sometime soon. Probably within the next year or so. Pretty sure they're still working things out with that engine. So just, you know what I'm saying, be on the lookout. Uh, you have anything to add to that, my brother?
No, I'm looking forward to Max Payne 1 and 2 remake. I'm looking forward to see how
Facts.
what they do with that. I think that'll be
Facts.
dope. 'Cause I like what they did with GTA. So I
Mm,
want to see. I want to see like what kind of newer tweaks that they add to the game.
yeah.
Because that game, I was playing it the other day on my Steam account, but that shit is still good. Like
Yes,
even the way
bro.
even the way it is. So any improvements on that shit is way better. So
Mhm.
looking
100%.
forward to that. Looking forward to the Unreal Engine for sure. And Tomb Raider, I never really been into Tomb Raider, but
Got to, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely
Tripping.
yeah, I'm gonna
Tripping,
definitely
dog.
get up on that, man.
Yo, Tomb Raider gonna be the shit. Max Payne 1 and 2. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
That's a
Cause
fact.
I remember I completed Max Payne 1. No, I completed Max Payne 2 and 3, but I never completed 1. And that's kind of like a cardinal sin right there. Because most times you're supposed to complete the games, you know what I'm saying, in chronological order. But I kind of just skipped to 2, then 3. Or no, I did 3, then I did 2. And I just need to go back and play 1. But I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what Remedy does for it. As we all know, Max Payne is, you know what I'm saying, Rockstar. But hopefully Rockstar doesn't fuck it up, Take Two doesn't fuck it up, and they just give us a true remake of Max Payne 1 and 2. Um, I really want to see what they're gonna do with that game. Like in terms of like on a graphical standpoint, are they actually gonna give us like RTX, NVIDIA DLSS? Um, but yeah. So if you guys are looking forward to that, let us know in the comment down below because hopefully it should be some good shit. Remedy, they actually make quality games, so you know what I'm saying, hopefully that Max Payne 1 and 2 remake could actually be of some decent quality. You have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
Nah, man, let's get into the next topic, bro. What is your funniest or not funniest? What just give me a fight story from your past. Let me hear a fight story from your
Shit.
past. Time where you had to trade the, you know what I mean? Where you felt like somebody had to get the yeah, had to hey.
Oh man. So eighth grade. Let me take y'all back, man. Let me take y'all back. Let me take y'all back.
Plainfield Middle School, man. Talk to me.
Oh man. So this is another story that kind of involves Jimmy. If y'all remember from the last pod, Jimmy, my
Yeah,
my my guy Jimmy. Um, but this more so involves his boy. I'm gonna call him Tucker. I'm gonna call him Tucker.
yeah, that's funny.
So let me paint the picture for y'all, man. Eighth
Don't
grade.
get don't get don't get too graphic.
No 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 no. So it was eighth grade, and I remember seventh grade we had to take what was that shit? Map. Remember them dumbass
Yeah,
tests?
them
We
nasty ass tests, bro.
yeah we had to take them nasty ass standardized tests.
Map test. What the fuck?
Yo, I don't
Nasty ass
I
test.
don't know, bro. That shit
The
was
map
so
test.
ass. That shit
I'm
was
the map. Fuck out of here. Bum ass test.
Yo, that shit was
Yeah, because we
so
had
nasty.
map. Then we had
Yeah.
that nasty ass park test. Get the
Mhm.
fuck out of here.
Mhm. We didn't get parked till like high school though. I remember that
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we
Yeah.
park was in high school, but first in middle school we had the map test and shit.
I hated that shit,
No,
bro.
but and before that, the New Jersey Ask.
I think that's the reason why I got into
Yeah, you guys are yeah from you got in
eh,
that class from the New Jersey Ask.
yeah, so all right, boom, 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 boom,
Ah,
boom,
yeah, my
boom,
fault, my
boom,
fault. We
boom.
niggas in Africa don't give a fuck about the New Jersey Ask. Let's
Nah,
get to it.
that's a fact. So it was. I remember in seventh grade. Uh, I don't remember if I failed the New Jersey ass or some shit like that, or the map test or whatever. So in eighth grade, the reason why I say that, because in eighth grade, I had to go into a period called period zero. And what that period was, you had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, be to school at 6:30, and that was your period before school actually started. So if you failed that test, trust and believe, you was gonna be at that motherfucking school from 6:30 all the way until 2:35. And that shit was so AIDS, bro. I hated it. So in that period, I had sat next to. So when you walk in, let me paint the picture, right? When you walk in, so you got to go through the school, bust a left, and it's like a long ass hallway. And our middle school and high school connected. So you have to go in from the middle school, bust a left, long ass hallway, and it was like a short hallway off to the right. So you bust that right, and it was like a room off to the left. And that room had like 3 rows. It had a row against the wall, 2 rows in the middle, and there was another row along the far wall when you walked in. I sat in the middle, um next to the far wall, but kind of like close to the center. So I sat next to Jimmy and Tucker at the time, and their homegirl, she had sat across from us and shit. And I remember they used to always fuck around, like the three of them. I don't know what they had going on back then, but they had some shit going on. But
It was
yeah,
cynical.
yo, them niggas was wildin'. So fucking they would do some crazy shit, and when I mean some crazy shit, I mean some like NSFW niggas 8th grade. I mean some astronomical shit, bro. Like no bullshit. Like it would be 6:30 in the fucking morning, and these niggas would be doing this shit, bro. I would be tight. So it was one day, and I was getting tired of their bullshit. Like I was just tired of it. Like I'm just like, bro, y'all niggas is doing this shit at 6:30 in the fucking morning, just on some dumb shit. So
Oh
fucking,
man,
I remember I had said something. I was like, yo, like I'm tired of sitting next to y'all niggas, cause mind you, 8th grade, you just agitated. Like you not trying to be there at 6:30 in the fucking morning. Like who wants to be at school at 6:30 in the fucking morning?
I would have
And
been tight.
and then you sit next to niggas that's doing some extracurricular shit. It's just like, bro, like why? Just do your work. But yeah. So long story short, uh we get out of that class, and I started beefing with the niggas. No, I started beefing with Tuck because he did some bullshit. And um we later in the day we went to an English class. Now Jimmy and Tucker, they used to always like play fight and do all this extra dumb shit. So I remember we was walking into our English class. I used to walk around with a PSP. I never had a phone, or I had a phone, but I couldn't play music on it. Nor could I use the internet or like just do some shit that I wanted to do on it. So I would walk
But
around with
what you just what? You just had a handheld device that you could make calls with?
bro. You remember that Slido phone I had, bro? I couldn't use the internet. I couldn't text. I
It was
It was 8th grade, bro.
wait, whoa, 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 whoa,
I
whoa.
couldn't I
Cause you
couldn't
you bringing back memories. Hold on, hold on.
I couldn't text on that shit, bro.
You
Cause
had like a sidekick phone in 8th grade?
it wasn't a sidekick. It was a bootleg sidekick. Cause remember I had
No, I'm saying
Verizon.
like a sidekick
Yeah.
like phone
Yes,
in eighth
bro.
grade.
Yes, bro. Cause remember that
Nigga, you ain't
dumbass.
have a you have a
No.
touchscreen,
It was a no. It was a touchscreen. It was a touchscreen. But I
but
couldn't.
you couldn't do nothing on it.
Not yet. Not until like later on in the year or some shit like that.
I'm so glad you upgraded. Cause I'm judging you
Yeah.
right now. I'm
Yo,
judging you.
yo, I couldn't do nothing, bro. I couldn't do nothing. So it was like, I would just bring my PSP and shit, cause I could play games on my PSP. And the teachers, they ain't really give a fuck, cause I was the quietest kid in class. I was cool with all my teachers, so they ain't give a fuck.
Yeah,
So
you was aggravating with that shit too. I ain't
hey
gonna lie.
man, hey, I knew how
Had
to get
had
away with it.
listen, man, real quick. I had teachers telling me, "Oh, don't corrupt my little KY." What? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I was, bro. In class, I was a goofball. I was just doing. I was, you feel me? I was just I was just doing shit, so I ain't really didn't
Yo,
care. I got my work done and shit, but I didn't really didn't care. But they be like, oh, don't corrupt my little
hey,
KY.
hey,
Get the fuck.
I,
I'm like, miss, you don't even know him though. Like, what is you doing? Like,
I,
come on, bro. Like,
I knew how to
what
get
is you
away with
doing?
it, bro. I knew how to get away with it. I was the goat. I was the fucking goat. But yeah, so Jimmy and Tucker, they fucking bullshitting, and Tucker, this nigga knocked my PSP out my hand while I'm playing Midnight Club. My battery fall out, bruh. My fucking No, I was listening to music. I was listening to music, and my battery falls out. Cause I remember I had the earbuds. I was just jamming. My battery falls out, and I just get tight. And mind you, me and Tucker, we used to sit next to each other. No, 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 no. I used to sit in the front. They used to sit a row next to me, but like 2 seats back. And I remember I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is you doing, bro?" And I remember I said that shit out loud. The teacher heard me and all that. It was like, "Hey, mom, what are you doing? What's going on?" I'm like, "Nah, bro, this nigga done knocked my PSP out my hand. Like, I want to fight. I got dead want to fight. Like, I was tight, cause mind you, they was doing that same dumb shit from early in the fucking morning at 6:30 in the morning. So I was already agitated by these niggas, and I was just done. I was just over it, bro. So, boom, that happened, and I'm just looking at this nigga Tucker like, yo, bro. When I see you, just believe it's up. Like, if we get out this class, just believe it's fucking up. And that was just over. So we get through the day, and I remember Tucker used to fuck with this tall shorty or whatever. That used to be his girl at the time. Whatever. Boom. And I remember I had seen her uh outside of school, and I was like, yo, tell your boyfriend stop fucking playing or I'll fuck his ass up. I remember that shit. And she was like, oh, what are you talking about? Da, 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 da. I'm like, bro, you better ask that nigga or else he gonna get fucked up. So I walk away because I'm just heated at this point. I'm just tight. So then rumors start going around the next few days like, oh, I heard you and Tucker about to fight. Da, 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 this, that, and da, 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 da. I'm like, bruh, whatever he want to do, I'm with it. Because I don't give a fuck at that point. So we going back and forth. I'm not sitting next to these niggas at this point. So a few days go by and I remember it was a Friday. It's fight night day. Cause we was chatting shit on social media back when I had my PSP going internet, da da da, all that shit. So it was period zero. And remember, I wore a flannel that day. I was ready to fight. Like I can't lie to you. I was ready to fight. I had my bullshit shoes on. So in case of if a nigga really wanted to try something, niggas could really try something. I was practicing my moves the night before.
Okay, okay.
I
Hey,
was
hey, hey.
so you know what I'm saying. I was going crazy. I'm saying just in case if niggas want to try something, niggas really want to be about that action. Like, cause niggas know how I gave it up. If I want to fight somebody, nigga, we gonna fight. But it's just all on you if you really want to do that. So I was ready regardless. So boom, Friday come, period zero. Now, old girl who was cool with them, I was kind of cool with her too. She was like, she came over. She was like, yo, y'all gonna fight? Da da da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's still kind of like a lot of tension. Da 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 da. I'm like, bruh. I told her, I was like, yo, whatever he wanna do, I'm with it. I don't give a fuck. We could fight right here and now. Cause that day we had a sub. Our main teacher wasn't there, so it was kind of golden. So it was like, all right. So she go back to Tucker. She was like, she say some shit to that nigga, and then she come back to me. She was like, oh, Tucker said he wanted to fight. So I said, okay. I stood up. He stood up. Now I remember old girl. She was like, all right, before y'all do this, let me distract the teacher so y'all don't get in trouble, get suspended, da da da, this, that, and the third. Or y'all could go outside. Now we tried to go outside, but I remember the sub, she didn't let us go out all at the same time, which is Understandable, understandable.
Smart sub. Y'all niggas
Word.
thought y'all
Yeah.
y'all dumb niggas thought y'all was really doing something. Yo,
Nah,
let's both ask to go to the bathroom.
nah. That's a
The fuck
fact.
out of
That's
here.
a fact. It was some nut shit. So,
Some dumb niggas. I see what y'all was in zero period.
yo, yo, chill off me, bro. Chill off me. Chill off me. Chill off me. Chill off me. Chill off me, bro. I just wanted blood, bro. I just wanted to see blood on that nigga face.
Nah, I feel you, bro. I'm fucking with
So,
you, bro.
so we both get up, and she go distract the teacher and shit. So what she do? She was like, I think she had asked for help from the teacher or whatever, and we both get up, and we're so, like I said, paint the picture. We was in between the far wall and like the second like center row. So we was kind of like in that little hallway corridor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So all you see is niggas just start getting scrapping. We getting scrapping. We scrapping. I remember we did one round and we didn't get caught. We did a second round and the teacher kind of caught us. She was like, "Hey, what are you two doing?" And we just stopped. And I remember Coop. I remember it was like, what was it, like a day or two before? Cause I remember I think we had a class together. No, we used to come out one of the rooms where I had the class in, and you had asked me like, "Yo, you gonna fight Tucker?" I was like, "If you want to, yeah."
Yo, I really don't remember that, bro.
Bruh, I remember you asked me that shit, and you was like, "Yo, if you fight that nigga, make sure I'm there, cause you wanted to watch." I remember that shit. You wanted to watch that shit.
Yo, I was I was different, bro.
Nah, you was. I
Like,
was
yo, you
like,
fight this nigga, not so I can help. Yo, you fight this nigga, make sure I want to watch.
yeah, you wanted to watch. You ain't want to jump. You just wanted to watch.
I wanted the friends and family seat.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But you know what I'm saying, push come to shove, bro. It was like, fuck it. Like I was just done with these niggas, bro. So we get the scrap. We fought 2 rounds, and I say it was a tie. Other niggas say, oh, he got fucked up, I got fucked up, but I didn't have no black eye. He ain't really getting no shots off on me. I got shots off on him. I know that for a fucking fact. Bruh,
Yo, male
straight,
ego is the
straight,
best, yo.
straight five knuckle shuffled his ass, bruh. I'm talking about
Yo,
boom, boom,
I
boom,
love
boom.
male ego.
Nah, bruh, no funny shit, no funny
Niggas,
shit.
I ain't really touched me. I was
He ain't touch, bruh. I ain't have no marks on me. That's
nigga
all I
say
know.
nigga say he ain't really touched me, but I touched him. Then pause.
He ain't have no bruh. He ain't get no marks off of me. I know that for a fucking fact.
Yeah, that's funny
So
as fuck.
fucking what
Was this
happened?
outside or this was in school?
This was in school. I'm telling you, this was in school. That's why I said
This
this.
was in the all this was in the class?
Yes,
What?
yes, yes,
And y'all didn't get
yes.
caught?
No, no. That's why.
Yo,
That's
I'm gonna call her Brianna. Brianna, that was a hell of a distraction, Brianna. How was you doing that? And also, what the fuck was y'all niggas doing? Y'all wasn't, bruh. What?
like
For
like
whoa, hold
like you heard the chairs move. Like you saw niggas swinging. But like I said, I had my flannel on. So like all you really seen was like the flannel moving, cause I ain't have it like fully like strapped up and shit.
fuck was
So
y'all? Who was y'all niggas playing silent tag? What
nah,
the
hell
fuck?
no, nigga. We
How
just
did
we just
niggas
wasn't
wasn't
making no
gassing?
noise. No, no, cause we told all the niggas around us like, yo, shut the fuck up and let us get this on, bro. And they let us get the shit off, bro. We was cool. And now here's the thing that people was like, yo, like why would you do
oh,
this? So I'm a respectful ass nigga, right? I don't really fight like that, but when I do, I like to show my respect. So I dapped him up. I was like, all right, that it is what it is. I dealt with what I had to deal with. You dealt with what you had to deal with, and it is what it is. Like we fought this shit out like men. We ain't do no sneak shit. And people was like, yo, why'd you dap him up? This, that, and third. Respect. It is what it is. You show your respect, cause
fuck.
sometimes niggas like we said in the last pod, niggas will pull out knives, niggas will do all this extra dumb shit. Nah,
Yeah,
bro. If you
niggas trying
just
to one.
if you just shoot the ones,
Win, lose, or draw, bro. It is what it is, bro.
it is what it is. So
We gotta bring the ones back though. I
nah,
mean,
that's a
if
fact.
we gotta like try to resolve y'all conflict without throwing hands. But if y'all got
Yeah.
to, just leave it at hands, bro. All that, oh,
Word.
I'm gonna go get a gun, or I'm gonna go get a knife, or I'm gonna go get 50
Nah.
niggas. That shit is
Nah.
corny, bro.
Just shoot the ones, bro.
Bro,
Cause
be able to take y'all L's, be able to take y'all dubs, bro.
you win some and you lose some, but you
Yes,
live to
sir.
fight another day.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much my fight story. What's yours, man? I know I
Can't
went a
believe
little
I
long.
can't believe y'all niggas is in there playing silent ball. Y'all niggas is crazy.
We was goaded, bro. Cause
Yo,
all I'm saying is all you heard was the chairs move, bro. That's
no
all you
nigga,
heard.
all you heard was this.
Duh, duh, duh,
Niggas didn't hear one sound.
duh,
Niggas could have heard a rat pissing on cotton in that motherfucker.
duh.
Niggas said the teacher didn't hear nothing. Niggas wasn't gassing. I'm surprised
No,
eighth graders was that responsible enough to
bruh.
not make no
Cause
noise.
I told,
Surprised niggas
bruh,
wasn't like, but it's
nah,
a it's a it's a reaction though. Weezy, if a nigga get caught,
nah, bruh.
damn, oh,
All,
hey,
cause,
oh.
bro, I'm telling you, no funny shit. I was so heated. I told all the niggas around, like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, I said that shit. Like, yo, if y'all see us fight,
Oh
just shut the
shit.
fuck up. Don't say nothing. Cause I ain't want to get suspended. Who the fuck want to get suspended? I ain't want to
Yeah,
get
that,
ISS.
that's a fact. That's what I'm
Like,
surprised y'all niggas even did that in school, bro.
I'm telling y'all, I was going, like, niggas, for whatever reason, bro, niggas just respected what was going on. I was like, alright.
I would have told a nigga, meet me at the track, bro.
Hey,
Not even fuck that. That's school grounds. Hey man, that was like meet me at Green Acres days. That was the meet me at Green Acres days, bro. Niggas is not trying to fight in school. But
mm-hmm.
speaking of fights in school, that
See?
brings me to my story.
See?
Now this story right here, man. I at the time when this shit happened, bro, it didn't seem crazy, but like when all the dust settled, this shit, and I'm not just saying this to be on some cocky or some arrogant shit, or like, cause I'm not even like proud of this shit. This shit was like some young shit, but this shit this shit became a legend. Like everybody, I was telling Weezy off mic,
Yup.
motherfuckers was, mind you, I'm the nigga who fought, right? Niggas was, yo, bro, I remember you was on the school, you was on top of the roof of the building,
Mm-hmm.
and you threw him off onto a
Mm-hmm.
table,
Yup.
and the table was on fire. Then you
Yup.
pinned him. I'm like, nah, that
Yup.
didn't happen. That was, yo, when you grabbed him from the cafeteria, then you threw him all the way to the gym in one shot. I'm like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
that didn't happen. So I like that story really like became one of its own. Like it was crazy, but let's get into it. Let's not waste no time.
Yes, sir.
So paint this picture for y'all. So at this time we're at Somerset School. And Somerset School for us is an intermediate school, which is from fifth and sixth grade. So they're trying to the goal of that school was to prepare you for middle school. It's the transition
Mm-hmm.
from elementary school into middle school. So I know y'all probably like, wait, well, that doesn't make sense. But that's how our town was. So
Yeah,
most
our
most
time was
towns
weird as
just
fuck.
most towns have K through 5, then 6, then I'm sorry, 5th. No. 6th, 7th, and 8th is middle school. And then
Mm-hmm.
y'all have the high school. But our school, our district was a little bit different. They wanted to, I don't know, go crazy. I don't know what the
They
fuck they want
want
to
to
do.
do
But
some
anyway,
extracurricular shit.
right? So mind you, at this time, I already have some type of reputation. I grew up a crazy kid. Like mind you, at this time, like I have like something like I have designated teachers like specialists, let's call them, following me around during school. I was crazy, bro. So like literally like they had to follow me around to all of my classes from period 1 through 9, everywhere, lunch, everywhere. If I had to go to the bathroom, they had to wait outside for me, like all that shit. So uh at that time people knew me, people like kind of knew like what I was kind of about, but it wasn't like, no, blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even worry about that. Let's just get straight to it. um so there was this new kid that came from somewhere in the Middle
He was
East.
like Arabic, Arabic.
Arabic is funny,
Nah,
but
that's my bad.
yeah,
That's my bad. That's my
yeah,
bad.
no, it's all good. But yeah, somewhere I don't know where exactly he's from, somewhere in the Middle East. And this dude, right, we're in 5th grade. This nigga is easily already 6 foot, right?
Yeah, that
Right.
nigga was tall
I'm
as
probably
fuck.
like maybe 5'4", 5'5", maybe. I don't even know. I don't even know that like the exact heights, but just I'm a small kid. Like I'm right now I'm 5'9". I'm not the tallest nigga. So
Mm-hmm.
at that time I'm probably like 5'4", 5'5", or some shit like that, right? So this new kid, right? He comes in full beard, everything. He one of those type, right? So everybody's automatically scared of him. Now I don't give a fuck about him, and this is just me being honest. I don't care about him. Like I don't have no fear in my heart for him, nothing. but I'm not going on my way to make like try to like do nothing to him or nothing because I was never a bully. I was never that type of dude to try to start trouble. Anyway, I was always the dude that retaliated. I never started nothing, right?
Mhm.
So long story short, everybody afraid of him. People know my reputation, which is the reason why I bring this up because it's gonna make sense later. So I had this homie at the time. He's still my homie. His name we're gonna call him Jake. He's not from State Farm, but he's Jake, right? So him, right, just wanting to see shit, just wanting to start shit. Because at that time, especially with me, and I started to realize this as I got older, people want to see me do shit that they're afraid to do. So
Mhm.
I was kind of like their version of Jackass. Like this, I want to see him get shot out of a cannon onto like a fucking bed of nails or some shit, whatever, right? Because I had the balls to do it. Not even I don't even know if it was balls or just stupidity. I don't know, but whatever it was, they knew I would do the shit, right? So long story short, the kid, the 6 foot dude, let's just call him Muhammad, right? Let's call him Muhammad. So
Mhm.
the dude Muhammad, right? He literally spoke no English at all, literally
Oh
straight
yeah, I
from the
remember
Middle East
that. I
to
remember
here.
that.
He used to come to school in limos and shit. I'm like, man, this nigga dad is a not to be on that type of time. What the fuck is dad doing? I don't know.
Word.
Anyway, right? He coming to school looking lavish as hell. He dressed up and shit. Sometimes he be having like these collared ass shirts. Niggas coming to school in like Pokemon shirts and shit, and like
Yeah, hell yeah.
encore shirts and shit, right? Fucking
Yeah.
Echo Unlimited shits,
Chill, chill, chill. Aeropostale.
tap outs.
Chill. Yo, see?
Yo, we
Yo,
still
nah. Echo
yo
Unlimited is crazy.
the Echo with the tap out shorts is undefeated.
Nah, that's
Chill.
sick,
With with
bruh.
with with the Chris Pauls.
Nah, yo, 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 yo. You gotta chill, bruh.
Ah, yo,
Or with the
now let's
DCs on, the DCs.
oh, yeah, the DC in a fucking skateboard shirt, right?
See?
But anyway, and I love boobies fucking bracelet. But anyway,
Yo, vintage.
yo, sorry, we gotta go down memory lane. But anyway, so he come to school like dressed up shit like that. Like he really on that type of time. So it's like he's different. He's new. People's afraid of him. Yada yada yada. They motherfuckers think I'm like the crash test dummy for shit. And oh, he's not afraid of nothing. He don't care. He could do whatever. He'll smack the principal if he want. Like shit like that. That's what their perception of me was. So pretty much, uh, the dude had yeah. The reason why I say he spoke no English because the dude had an interpreter, not interpreter, translator, I guess you would say, that was
Mhm.
from our school that we knew. And let's call him. I don't know what the fuck to call this nigga. M. Let's just call him M. So Muhammad and M, right? So M was Muhammad's translator. So pretty much, it goes to the cafeteria. Okay, boom, he wants this, blah blah blah, whatever, right? All right, cool. So we're at the lunch table, and now I want you to picture this. We had a big lunch table, and for our school, there's 3 levels on the lunch table, and
Mhm.
all of the entire grade is in the lunchroom, right?
Yep.
So there's a top level, then you can go down some steps. There's another level, then you can go down some steps. There's another level with a stage, right? That's
Mhm.
that's because that's also the auditorium. So
Yep.
pretty much, right? Fast forward through all that. I'm sitting here, and then Muhammad and M are sitting directly behind me. So my back is to them, and in front of me is Jake. So now me and Jake is talking. So we just, shooting shit. We just talking. And he was like, yo, I don't know how this happened. I think they were talking about how they were so scared of the new kid, and I just didn't give a fuck. I'm like, nigga, whatever. Like, so what?
Mhm.
He's tall. Oh, so what? Whatever. Y'all niggas scared of him. Y'all niggas is like weird. That's how I was thinking. Like, bro, y'all niggas goofy, right? So
Word.
anyway, that one thing led to another. Then Jake was like, yo, I dare you to call Muhammad a son of a dog, meaning a son of a bitch, right? So I dare you to call him that. Once
Oh
again,
no.
these niggas, I was basically their jackass, right? Like I'm gonna say. So
Nigga was a
this
crash
nigga will,
test dummy.
he will do anything, right? These niggas, that's kind of like how he would do anything. But me, I was a dumb nigga, but I wasn't that dumb. And not because I was scared of him, but also I'm not a shit starter. And I also started, that was kind of where I started realizing, like, these niggas are telling me to do shit for their entertainment because they're scared to do it themselves.
Mhm.
They want me to do some shit that they're scared to do. Cool. So I flip it on them. So I go over there and I tell M, yo, M, tell Muhammad that Jake called him a son of a dog. So I flipped it on him. just to fuck with him. Cause I'm like, all right, this is what you want to do. Now
See?
let me flip it on you, Goofy.
See?
So Jake, he laughing, he rubbing his hands like Birdman, cause he like, okay, he must have told us, I can't wait to see what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen, right? He like,
Mm-hmm.
so I get back, he like, yo, what happened? Yo, you told him his shit. I'm like, yeah, I told him you said it. Yo, bro, you would have thought this nigga just met Lucifer himself. Yo, this nigga heart, he could have easily shitted out his heart. Easily at that moment. I think his soul levitated and he was watching his body from the sky. This nigga went from a pure excitement and entertainment to this. What? You told I didn't say I told you to say I'm like, nigga, shut up. Like I like it was like one of them movies where a nigga panicking and I'm like, nigga, shut up.
Son.
Shut up. Like
Yo.
I'm like, bro, he not about to do nothing to you. Shut up.
Yo. That nigga
So
just seen a ghost.
yeah, like he
No
just panicking.
fucking way.
Oh my no way. One of those shits, like one of those people in the scary movies back in the day in the 80s and shit.
Yo, see?
Right?
Not him doing the Scooby Doo face. That's
Yeah,
tough.
like nigga like zoinks like type shit. So jinkies
Yankee.
type shit, right? So I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. He not about to do
Yo,
nothing to you,
son.
bro. So I'm in that mood. I'm like, nigga, shut up. Like you bitching. I'm like, shut up. He not gonna do nothing to you. I'm like, bro, I got you, bro. He not about to do nothing to you. 'Cause at the end of the day, we still homies, but I'm like, nigga, you not about to try to make me crash out for your goofy ass, right?
Word.
So long story short, I'm trying to calm this nigga down. He bitching. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So the dude M, who's the translator, I don't know what the nigga told him or some shit. Maybe he wanted to see the shit too, because I clearly told him. I said, yo, tell him that Jake said that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he like he tapped me because he remember he's behind me. Him and Muhammad are behind me. So he
Word.
tapped me. He like, yo, he think you said it. I'm like, what? Why he think I said it? And I told him, I'm like, I told you to tell him Jake said it. He like, no, he think you said it.
Hmm?
So at that point, I already told y'all, I don't know if I was just dumb or I just didn't care, but I'm like, oh, let him think that. I don't give a fuck. Fuck is he talking about? I'm like, I
Yo,
don't care,
son.
nigga. Anyway, nigga, man, fuck it. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? You know what I mean? What's up with the women out here, man? Like, you know what I mean? Giving me
Yo.
peace and shit, chilling. Anyway, what's going on? I feel a presence out of nowhere. Like, who the fuck is next to me? Like, cause everybody, it's like, I think it's like 3 or 4 at a seat. It was one of them, them square, regular cafeteria
Yeah.
shit. So it was like people at a seat. So I'm like, yo, who is next to me, bro? Everybody that's like the person that was sitting next to me was right there. And then I'm like, who the fuck is next to me? Is it a teacher or something? I look up, it's this big ass 6'8" 8th grade nigga. I'm like, oh fuck no, right? So first of all, in just in life in general, but I must really say in black community, because this is like, I know what goes on in black community because I'm black, obviously, but this probably goes on in every community. But rule number 1 that you get taught from an early age: never let anybody stand over you while you are seated.
Yep.
That is the easiest way to get your shit caved in.
Yep.
That's the easiest way to lose a fight, the easiest way to get pummeled. So first thing I do, what? Step up. I get up immediately. Now he big as hell, right? So first thing he think to do is just overpower me. He don't know me. He don't know me.
See?
So he grabbed me. He grabbed my shoulders, right? He grabbed my shoulders like I was his son. Like, come here, little nigga. Go sit down. I told you to go clean that bathroom, right? Type shit, right? So I do some wide receiver shit. I'm like, nigga, move, boom, right? So I smack his hand. I smack shit, boom, move, nigga. Then he pushed me. That's nigga different. So I push him, like, what's up? So then I get in my stance. Now I don't know what they do over there or what he was taught. This nigga, I don't know. He did like a sweeping leg kick, but it didn't take me off my feet because once again, he don't know me.
See?
He don't know me, right?
Yo,
So
son.
he do like a little calf kick. He lucky I didn't know no. He lucky I didn't follow MMA because I would have checked that. I would have checked that weak ass calf kick too. I would have checked it. Checked the shit. But anyway,
See?
let me stop fucking around. But anyway, so he kicked me. So I'm like, oh, he got me fucked up. So next thing you know, he while he kicked me, like all this shit is happening 2.5. Like, listen, guys, I'm thinking this is a regular exhibition. This nigga, he turned this shit into a no disqualification match. This nigga get a chair.
Yo,
So he get the chair,
yo,
and all this shit happened so fast. He get the chair, and he hit me with that shit. He hit me with the chair. But let me say this again. He don't know
see?
me. He don't know me. So look, it's one of the metal chairs. It's not no. It's one of the
Mm-hmm.
metal. It's one of the
Yup.
metal chairs, bro. Like
Yup.
that you get like a regular, I guess, cafeteria chair. It's one of the metal shit stuff.
Yup.
With that shit. Boom. Now at the time, I had the preferences because this was on my mind. I was a young dumb kid. My mindset at the time wasn't this nigga just hit me with a chair and did a spinning kick on me. Let me beat him the fuck up. My mindset was I'm in front of the entire school right now. It's a nigga with a beard who damn near at least like minimum 5 inches taller than me. And the girl I like is in here. And she over there. I can see her. Showtime,
See?
recording, talk to me. Only thing I can hear in my mind was action. Next thing you know, in the words of my guy Ish from the Joe Budden podcast, it was Merry Christmas. It was Merry Christmas in that motherfucker. I'm telling you, shit got rearranged in there.
Yup.
And next thing you know, the at the time the wrestling coach for the middle school,
Mm-hmm.
he was in our he was responsible for our grade cafeteria shit. So he ran over there, he grabbed dude like move, boom, he's strong as hell. So he grabbed it 6 foot nigga, pick him up like this, boom, put him over there,
I think that nigga was
yada
a
yada.
twig. He was like me. Just tall as shit.
Nah, he wasn't a twig. He wasn't like buff or nothing, but he wasn't. No, he was kind of like average, like built. Like he wasn't like no muscles, but he wasn't like a twig though type shit.
Word.
But he picked him up, moved him and shit. Next thing you know, once again, it's showtime. So now I'm like, fuck it. I watch wrestling. I'm not stupid, nigga. I'm the baby face. He's the heel, right?
See?
So what? The crowd on my side, nigga. Let me pick the chair up now. Let me just hold it up in my head like, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. Come on. I'm getting the crowd hype and shit. I'm learning crowd control
I
at like
remember.
11 years old. I'm learning like crowd control and shit. I'm like, hey,
Yo,
yeah.
I remember that shit,
I'm doing my
bro.
fucking Hulk Hogan and shit. Yeah, come on, yeah,
Yup.
shit like that. So I'm getting everybody lit and shit like that. Then reality set in. I got suspended for 10 days.
Yo.
That shit was tough, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I think I got my ass whooped too. That was worth it too. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I came back to school, bro.
Yo, son.
I came back to school. My dad had to walk me in, bro. It was a big ass crowd. Wait, I felt like a celebrity in that motherfucker. They were like, yeah. And I'm trying to dap niggas. I'm trying to shake hands, kiss babies and shit. My dad like, nigga, come on, fuck me. He mad as hell. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm like, damn. I'm telling him like,
Yo, you
tripping.
you you was just trying to please the people, bro. That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm trying like, yeah, like kind of fucking up my shine a little bit. Like, yo, move, like you bugging, bro. I'm like, chill, bro. Like, relax. So I'm looking at the
Yo,
women like,
son.
call me. Like he bugging right. Call me for
Yo,
sure.
see?
But I'm talking like I'm about to go to the gym. I'm only going to in school suspension this shit for like 8 hours or 6 hours this shit. I'm talking like I'm going like I'm gonna be back. Yo, I'm gonna be back home real soon. Feel me? It just ain't shit. Little 6 hour sentence. Feel me? I'm gonna be back home real soon and shit like that. So I'm talking about my shit, yada yada yada. But yeah, yo, that was a crazy story. But I think that also, for me, it elevated me. And this shit sounds so fucking crazy because it was like middle school, like basically middle school. But at the time, it was just like, I don't know. Like at the time, that dead ass like elevate, and that's what we cared about, kind of like our status in school and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of like elevated me more, type shit. Cause I was a dude that people kind of knew, but it wasn't really like that to that extent. But to do that in front of everybody was just like, yo, this nigga like might not want to fuck with this nigga because he's not playing type shit. So
He ain't lying.
that shit.
I was one of
Nah,
them
go ahead.
niggas. I was just
I
about to say
was like,
I was one of them niggas. I was like, yeah, I ain't fuck with this nigga. I
I
already
was
know where
one
he
of
from.
them niggas, man. But yeah, bro. So I mean, from there, I mean, I mellowed out way like OD from that
Mm-hmm.
point in my life. But yeah, at that time, it was just like, nah, I seen the opportunity and I took it. Fuck it. This is my time to really show niggas. Number one, I'm not playing, and number two, hey, I'm here. Like you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So that shit was legendary. Like I was telling y'all, that story became legend, and it took a mind of its own. Like it took a
Yeah.
like everybody like right now. If I go to my school, not my school, but if I go to like the people that was like there for sure, and I ask them about that story and to tell me that story back, it's gonna always be some crazy ass details. Like I like to listen to people's stories about it because it's always some crazy shit they add. You know how like a legend,
Yeah.
like word of mouth shit is.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember you had brass knuckles and shit, and you punched him, and then
Yup.
you knocked him so hard that he fell through the cafeteria window into the street and got hit by a car. I'm like, no, nigga,
Mm-hmm.
like you know, feel me? So that's really how, like I said before, I knew that shit became like a legend story. Like so, yeah, that was a crazy fight. I think that's my easily my craziest fight story ever. And it wasn't even really a fight for real. It was kind of like Mortal Kombat. Like you do a move, I do a move. You do a move, I do a move type shit. Like he did a combo, and then like he. Well, first of all, like I told, I
Chill,
didn't know
not a
that.
mimic.
Yeah, the nigga should have told me like it was a no DQ match, and maybe I would have started with like a chair or something, or maybe like a cafeteria tray or something. That nigga just ran. I'm like that. I'm looking at the ref like you're not gonna DQ this. You're not gonna DQ him.
Yo, son, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that that nigga hit you with a leg sweep, bruh. I'm telling you,
Oh yeah, definitely hit me with Alexi for
like,
sure.
like,
But I
like,
didn't leave my feet, so he failed with that shit.
yo, like I was telling you, like I was telling Cooper off mic, bruh. All I heard, or all I saw rather, was a nigga pick a chair up, throw it at Coop, and then Coop he just retaliated, like he just, yeah, like he really put the pause on that nigga. So that,
After that, it was just Merry Christmas. But yeah, like at that time, I was at least smart. Like I said, I don't know what came over me to even be smart enough to pick up on all of that stuff. Like I had picked up the chair, like yeah, I was doing all that extra shit. But yeah, that shit was just crazy. That shit took a mind of its own. And I think that was just fuck a hilarious ass story. Looking back on that shit was
facts,
crazy.
facts, legendary for real, son. I still remember that shit. The bits and pieces of where I was and shit, bro.
Yeah, that shit it was crazy, bro.
Yo,
If you
son,
if you went to Somerset in like what 20 was it 2011 or some shit
that
like
that might
that?
have been like 2010, 2011.
20 yeah, 2010, 2011.
Might have been 20.
You
Yeah,
probably hearing me tell this story, you probably recall it differently, and that's my point. That shit is like funny, but anyway, Wheezy, because we are kind of over time. I
nah,
think I
that's a
probably
fact.
went over too much, but
Nah, you
anyway,
good, you good, ain't you good, ain't.
moving
So,
along, Wheezy, let's get to it.
yes, sir. So, moving on to the next topic of the day, falling in love with the process of anything that you want to that anything that you want to do in this life. Um, everything has a process. Everything has a specific journey you have to go through before you can actually make it to the top. I'm actually going through this right now as we speak. Me and Coop both shit doing this podcast, doing the things that we're doing within our personal lives as well. I'm reselling this podcast like I just mentioned, but it's always a process. It's literally always a process. You have to work your way up. You can't just automatically launch your way up to the top, even though in this day and age on the internet that's kind of easier to do depending on what you do. If you follow a certain trend, or like if you don't follow a certain trend and you just do something different and it just blows up and the internet just takes it to a different realm or whatever the case is. But once you start to fall in love with the process, everything else starts to fall into place. Like, and what I mean by that is like, you know what I'm saying? You have to go through your failures. You have to go through your successes. You have to go through everything that you need to get to just so that you can fall in love with it. Because if you don't fall in love with it, you're going to hate what you're doing at the end of the day. And that's something you don't want to end up following. So if you fall in love with what you're doing, everything else, like I said, it's going to fall into place. You're going to fall in love with just everything else that tends to come with whatever that you're doing, because you already fallen in love with the process and what you put yourself through. And that's just the name of the game of any game that you're playing, whether that be IRL, video game, if you're directing a movie, if you're reselling, if you're doing crypto stocks, whatever. As long as you fall in love with it, all the other positives are going to fall into place. Even if the failures come as well, if you fall in love with that and you can still bounce back from it, you fell in love with it. So nothing could truly ultimately stop you. So, yeah, what you think, man?
Yeah, that's a fact. What I would say to that would be, uh, let's talk about what happens if you don't fall in love with the process, which you do, and typically, and I think a lot of us, if you've like tried to do things and you've tried to, like do things and have like certain processes,
Mhm.
when you don't fall in love with it, you tend to cut corners you tend to try to make the shit easier instead of trying to just get it done.
Facts.
Instead of trying to elevate it and make it better, or think like really like critically on it, so you could really like get it to where it needs to be, and make it, just make it an enjoyable experience for you.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times we find ourselves like, when you don't fall in love with the process, you kind of find yourself like just dragging your feet on a lot of shit, or just
Yeah.
like nah, I'm cool, I don't really feel like doing this right now.
Hundred
You know
percent.
what? Oh, an easier way would be okay, I could do this, but then the shit comes out like boom. It's like, oh, instead of putting it in the oven, I'm gonna just microwave it, even though it's way better in the oven, but it just gonna take a little bit longer. And I
Mhm.
probably got to turn it a few times, and I probably gotta, adjust it, or probably let it sit out for like a few minutes instead of in the microwave. I could just finish this shit in like 2 minutes or 5 minutes or some shit like that. So I think a lot of times, like when you don't fall in love with it, you cut corners, and you shortcut yourself. So
Hundred
when you
percent.
fall in love with it, on the flip side of that, was sorry, I can't talk. On the flip side of that, you start to like elevate your stuff because you really like what you do, and at the same time, now if you love what you do, as we always like hear, like, oh, you should love what you do, you should love what you do. Most of us probably been hearing that from our parents or from other people since like we were born. Like, you should love what you do. Like, that is so important, because then not only are you happy and you're feeling fulfilled in what you're doing, it also means that you are so invested in it, and you're not trying to cut those corners, and you're actually trying to elevate what you're doing because you already love what you're doing.
Yup.
And like we kind of said before, like money doesn't move you. So like how my ultimate goal is for money not to move anybody near me or anybody else. That is pretty much like what it comes down to as well. Like when you're just solely based on your craft and your happiness, and like this is what you just love to do. So anything that comes with it positively is just a plus. Like I always hear all the time, like the best people at their craft are the ones that would do it if they could do it for free.
Mhm.
So those, because those are just the ones that are simply doing it for passion. They're not moved by a dollar sign, or they're not moved by certain things that may take away or hinder their craft, or things like that. So pretty much, guys, fall in love with the process, because at the end of the day, it's a process. It's not gonna be like, you're like, don't just try to put it in a microwave. It might take some time in the oven.
Yup.
It may take half the day to cook. You feel me? But at the end of the day, when that end result comes out, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna be so
Facts.
grateful that you didn't put it in the microwave like you originally wanted to do. So fall in love with the process, guys. It's gonna make your life so much better, and it's gonna make your outcomes 20 times better, because at the end of the day, you're gonna know what you sacrificed, the work you put in, and also you're gonna be able to enjoy that work. You're not gonna look back and be like, yeah, it was worth it, but shit, that was like whatever, blah blah blah, right?
Mhm.
So I just think all around, guys, fall in love with the process. The best thing you could possibly do, and you'll see like your blessings and everything like that just multiply, because of the so much work that you're putting into it, because you just love it so much. So
Facts.
that's really all I got for that. If you got anything else to add, or we can get into the next topic, in the
Nah.
final topic.
You pretty much just hit the nail on the head. Can't lie to you, gang. But
Let's get to it.
moving on to the last and final topic of the day. What's the time that you took a risk and it paid off?
Well, one time in particular that I can think of where I took a major risk and it paid off was actually a few times. I think another one just popped up in my head, and I think I told both of these stories on here. But let's see which one I really want to tell. All right, let me tell this one. So, it's kind of like, it has to do with like my spiritual awakening. So that was a couple pods ago, or like we talked about spiritual awakening. How was it? But
Mhm.
pretty much, yeah. So I was on Instagram. I found it. I add some, for the people that already heard this. I'm not gonna keep like, I'm not gonna re-kill it. Try to kill a dead horse already. But uh, I saw an ad on Instagram. I clicked on it. That intrigued me about like meditation and just spirituality. For some reason, it just clicked to me like boom, like that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Like I need to know this information. So I ended up buying courses. I ended up getting involved with an affiliate marketing program, and a mentorship program, and these other things like that. And that shit cost me some bread. I ain't gonna lie. I had to put up some bread. I had to go to the bank. I had to put money in. I had to take some money out. Blah blah blah. And it was a major risk. I could have lost all my bread, but It actually turned out to be pretty good because I actually started making money, and it was just with like a few clicks of a button. So it wasn't even one of those where it was like, damn, like yo, I did this for no reason and blah blah blah. But it shit actually panned out. So I was extremely grateful for that. I thank God. I thank the universe. I'm just blessed. I'm just grateful for that experience and the fact that I really feel like I was guided in that direction. No, I know I was guided in that direction because there's no way I just randomly popped up and seen that and it just worked out like that and I started making money from it. So, and also not even just the money, just the information I got from it because along with the courses that help you make the money, there was courses on just self development and just spirituality in there that I not only took for myself, but I passed along to my homies, like Wheezy. I passed it on to my guy Romeo, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm extremely grateful for that course. And it was just, you feel me? It was a risk that I didn't know because nobody that I knew was ever in that course, and there's always going to be reviews, negatively, positively, blah blah blah, about like,
Right.
oh, this is a scam, this is blah blah blah. But I took the risk and the shit paid off. So, once again, man, I'm just grateful and blessed that that even happened for me. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but shit. That just goes to show y'all. Like I was talking with my boy the other day, my guy on Instagram and stuff like that. We was DM back and forth, and this had to do with like the OBJ. This is like a quick little story. I'm not gonna like take too long, but he was talking about the OBJ situation where he took his money in Bitcoin, but then the Bitcoin shit dropped. So people were saying he was stupid. He should have took the money. So he was on that side of it. He should have took the money, and I was telling him about sometimes you gotta take a risk, bro,
Yeah.
like the risk. So me and him was kind of going back and forth about risk and risk and risk and shit like that, and why like you shouldn't take risk on this and that and blah blah blah. So eventually we decided to agree and disagree. We agreed to disagree, but pretty much yeah. So it's like I tell that story because I'm known for taking risks, and I've come to the realization over the years that taking risks is the only way you can ever get a reward, like high risk, high reward type shit. Like you kind of get what you put out, and yeah, sometimes you may fall flat on your face, but so what? You can always get
Facts.
back up and take another risk and get even further than you would have if that first risk that you took would have worked. So,
Hmm.
long story short, guys, take risk. Don't play it safe. You only get one life, man. Don't play it safe. Don't think about if this fails and I may just I may lose everything I made. What if it works?
Facts.
Every time, like I said a few podcasts ago too, we always like to think about what if it don't work, but we never think about what if it works better than we could have ever even imagined.
Hmm.
So just with that being said, guys, just take risks, man. Just take risks. Leave it all out there. You only get one life to live, man. So that's really all I got. Weezy, what you got, man?
Honestly, the time I took a risk and it paid off was when I was working at Best Buy at the time, and it was this customer that came in. Dude was dressed up. I'm talking about he had fur, like faux fur. Nigga he had Yeezys on. Like this nigga was looking baller as hell. Fucking, and we chopped it up. Cause I was with my coworker at the time, my guy Zach. Shout out to you by the way. And we was just chopping it up about Jay Z and all that shit. And he had gave me his Instagram limited issue. So I remember I would tune into his Instagram because he will always like post things of like drops that was going on, things of that nature, like sneaker drops, reselling things, things of that nature. And I will always follow like what he was saying because it would be some real shit, and he would be making like a lot of money. I'm telling you, like this nigga was looking dressed up as hell. Like I'm talking about like some shit that I would wear, and I'm like, yo, like this nigga kind of doing it right. So one day he had posted a link to a Discord, and I remember I was in the Discord for a little minute. I wasn't really active on it or things of that nature. And I remember one day he said on his Instagram that he was gonna make the Discord paid $25 a month. So I'm like, and this was like around the time where COVID first happened. I had got laid off. I wasn't really making any money. Granted, I was getting unemployment, but this was like last year, and I was like, fuck it. So I joined the Discord, paid the $25, and ever since then, I've just been making money. Shouts out to Limited Issue, by the way. So it's just like, ever since then, bro, if I didn't take that risk, I probably would have reverted back to finding another job, not working for myself, not, you know what I'm saying, being the hustler that I really wanted to be. And if it wasn't for him coming into the store and we just chopping it up about music, bro. We just chopped it up about music. We ain't talk about business. We ain't talk about nothing. All we talked about was music, Hove, Cole. I think we talked about currency. It was just nothing but straight, just good vibes, bro. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That's the person, like, that's the type of people I want to be around, cause obviously they spend good vibes. And yo, like, I took that risk, and shit, to this day, I want to say me and Li, we kind of good friends at this point. Like, he be swiping up on my stories, I be swiping up on his stories, and I just be chilling in his Discord, just making money, bro. So I say that to say, like, if I didn't take that risk, bro, I don't know where I would be. I don't know if I would be making money. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, what I would be doing currently, but you know what I'm saying, I'm glad I took that risk regardless. Like I said, shout out to my boy Limited Issue. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, it's just
Shout out.
like, yo, like, if it wasn't for him, bro, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm at right now, and that's 100. So I say that to say, like, yo, life is all about taking these risks. If you don't take the risks, you gonna end up being left behind. You gonna be like, yo, like, what else can I really do? And like Coop said, high risk, high reward. So you know what I'm saying? You just gotta be a risk taker. Especially nowadays, everything is associated to risk. Everything. Whether that be school, whether that be going to find another job, whether that be, you know what I'm saying, taking courses or accessing discords or even just cryptos, NFT, whatever. Everything is a risk. And you have to take the risk to get to the next level. So never let the risk level be the reason to stop you. Now, I'm not saying that to not do your research on a certain thing, but you know what I'm saying, regardless, risk is everything. Risk and reward. If you know that it's a high reward, fuck it. Take the risk. And if you know that you have the cushion for it on the back end, nothing can really stop you. So yeah, man. That's pretty much the time where I took a risk and it just everything just fell into place. So yeah, I want to say that's pretty much it on this week's episode of episode 9 of the HoloBros podcast, man. Coop, you have anything else to add before we close out, my brother?
Nah, but I just think what you said beautifully summed it up. Like everything is a risk. College, going to college is a risk. Taking a job is a risk. Starting a business is a risk. Starting a family is a risk. Getting into a relationship is a risk.
Facts.
Trusting somebody is a risk. Having faith is a risk. All of that, everything that we do in life is a risk. Going to the bathroom is a risk. Getting up from your
Facts.
chair is a risk. So, I think like this whole notion of like we shouldn't take risks. You're already taking them. It's just
Mm-hmm.
you're just psyching yourself out from not taking ones that can really possibly improve your life for the fullest. But then some of them were conditioned to that's the risk that you're supposed to take, and these aren't the risks you're supposed to take because that's too risky. But meanwhile, a lot of y'all that are in college, and this is not no shot or no judge, but college is one of the biggest risks that you can possibly take.
Facts.
It's just it's a low ROI, meaning return on investment.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of time, and this is not a shot at college, it's not no like none of that or anybody in college, but a lot of times like we accumulate as college students, and I'm one of them, we accumulate this debt, and then you may not get a job or you may drop out or whatever the case may be. And if you do get a job, it may not be able to cover that debt. So the point is I'm trying to make is that we all take risks. So don't be afraid to take a risk because like I just said, we all take risks and you never know what that risk can do for you. Like obviously try to take as many calculated risks as you possibly can.
100%. 100%.
Not just saying blindly just do something, you know what I mean? Cause but at the end of the day, risks are important that you should take, and as long as you are taking these risks and you are having your faith in God and the universe and you're just trusting that things will work out for you for the best, whether you fail on this risk or not, I think you're going to be in a good spot. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, Wheezy, close this thing out, man.
Yes, sir. We'd like to thank y'all joining another episode of the HoloBros podcast. This week is episode 9. And it's been a good episode, man. You know what I'm saying? Hour 34 minutes in. A little bit of a longer episode
Ooh,
this week.
we was chatting, huh?
Hey, fuck it. You know, this is
Yes,
this is
sir.
one of the episodes where, you know what I'm saying? We had to spit a lot of shit, spit a lot of game. So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have those episodes. We say this every week. We're gonna have those episodes. It's gonna be shorter. It's gonna be longer. Regardless though, we like thank y'all for tuning in, even if it's just a couple of minutes, or if you ended up sticking out through this entire show with us, just listening. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? We just keeping this motherfucking train going, regardless. Motherfucking regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's a Thursday. We not recording on a Friday. It's a Thursday morning. You know what I'm saying? Schedules got shifted. You know what I'm saying? And it's a little bit of a cloudy day. It's a cloudy day, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, not it's raining. It's
It's
rainy in this
it's
mud.
it's raining, motherfucker. Oh
It's
yeah.
rainy in
Yeah.
this mud. Why you think
Hey,
I'm not at work?
yeah,
It's rainy.
see? But hey
It's
man,
rainy.
yeah. It's been episode 9. Cool. Do you have anything else to add before we close the motherfucker out, man?
Yeah, like I always do, man. I always say we appreciate y'all once again for tuning in. And like I say, always, time is the most valuable thing we have as humans. So the fact that you would give us just a little portion of that means the world, whether you got to this message or not, or whether you know what I mean, you just tuned in for like a couple seconds, got us that view. Good look. Appreciate the
Good
view.
lord.
Uh but yeah, man, we're gonna keep like we said, we're gonna keep this train rolling. We're not gonna stop. We don't plan on stopping anytime soon, man. So once again, man, episode 9, episode 10 coming up soon.
Yes, sir.
It's
Tuning
been
in
your
with us
boy
next week.
Coop, man.
It's been your boy Weezy. Tune in with us next week. We out.
Booyaka, booyaka.